Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. High pressure is bringing cooler temperatures from the Great Plains to the East Coast this week. Meanwhile, Pacific storms will bring occasional moderate to heavy rain to the Pacific Northwest today and southeastern Alaska through tomorrow. Closer to home, sunshine with temperatures in the 70s. Now, dust and dander are up in the air, causing allergies and sinus pressure along with breathing problems for those with asthma. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. The Alamogordo Police Department says a 17-year-old male was charged with first-degree murder and faces several other criminal charges following a shooting on Friday. Police were called to Oregon Park after reports of shots being fired in the area. Officers found a person with gunshot wounds and learned from witnesses at the scene that other victims were also injured and taken to the hospital. The Otero County Sheriff's officers and Alamogordo Police Department arrived at the hospital to speak with the witnesses and victims. Officers gathered information that led them to a home where they found the alleged teenage offender. The teenager was taken to the juvenile detention facility where he's going to be held until his court appearance. Alamogordo Public Schools reports that the incident resulted in the death of a Chaparral Middle School student. Counselors will be on hand today at the schools. Authorities charge a suspect accused of shooting a worker at the Weed convenience store. Around 8:34 a.m. this past Wednesday, Otero County deputies say they responded to reports of someone jumping the owner of the weed store. They arrived and found a woman inside the store with gunshot wounds. She succumbed to those injuries. The nearby Mayhill Country Store identified the aggressor as a former employee, 52-year-old Joseph Sanders. New Mexico State Police were able to find the suspect's vehicle, pulled him over, and detained Sanders. He faces charges of murder, unlawful taking of a vehicle, and tampering with evidence, and being held in the Otero County Jail. This coming Wednesday at 1 p.m., there's going to be a special meeting called by the Otero County Board of Commissioners. There's also the joint meeting coming up between Otero County and the Alamogordo City Commission on Tuesday, October 31st. Tularosa Municipal Schools announces the second annual Halloween Festival featuring games, prizes, food, drink, entertainment. That's happening on October 27th from 5 until 9 p.m. at the Tularosa High School. 50-cent tickets will be sold at the gate. Alamogordo Public Schools announces Socktober Sock Drive happening now through the 31st. They are accepting new socks of all sizes, kids and adults, in original packaging. Donations may be left in the collection box at the school's front office. If you have any questions, call 575-812-6081. The Republican Party of Otero County is having their monthly meeting on October 26 at 6 p.m. They're featuring candidate speed dating. Come in and get 5 minutes of one-on-one time to learn who you want to vote for, and you may get more than one date. There's also a potluck happening, so be sure to bring your best Italian meal. The Alamogordo Chess Club weekly meetings are at Plateau Espresso, 2724 North Scenic, on Mondays from 4 until 7. It's casual chess, pair up with whoever's available. There's no membership requirements or fees, just show up with a board and set it up to play. Matt Grinberg sent me an email last week, catching me up on the happenings of the chess club. He says for the last 6 months they're back to pre-pandemic participation. He went on to say that the regulars who stuck with the group during the pandemic are still with the group. A couple of people who left the group during the pandemic have returned, and some new people are there, including Fred Troutman, a patient at Betty Dare. Anyway, that meeting is again today from 4 until 7 at Plateau Espresso. I received a text message from Lucas Jackson, the head band director of Alamogordo High School. He told me about this past Saturday's Marchathon. He says it went great. Lots of families and community members came out of their homes to watch the band come by and gave their support. Well, today is Monday, time for a pup date from Animal Village NM.
Hello, this is Sunny Eris with Animal Village NM in pine-scented chilly Ruidoso. And this is our weekly pup date. You know, Halloween can be a scary time, and most of it's fun. But for animal rescuers, it's not fun. We're all terrified at the thought of thousands and thousands of unwanted puppies and kittens still being born to suffer, most of whom will end up being part of the 135,000 plus pets abandoned to kill facilities and not making it out the front door. So please Help us and help yourselves and help your community and lower your taxes. Please prevent unwanted litters from being born. Now, another thing that's scary, and we understand that, and it's why Animal Village NM works 24/7 to raise money for our spay-neuter program. And that's the money it costs. I mean, $300, $400, $500 to spay an animal, a cat or a dog, depending on the size. We know that most people in our area don't have that kind of money just sitting around. And with the cold weather and the utility costs increasing because of the cold, it makes it even more difficult. Believe me, we understand that. We're all short-staffed and overwhelmed with the number of pets we have to take care of, rescue, feed, and transport. So we know that it's difficult. But here is a wonderful opportunity, and it comes to you from the state of New Mexico. Please write this down or remember it. animalvillagenm@gmail.com. animalvillagenm@gmail.com. That's our email address, and that is where you can email us for a form to get a free spay-neuter surgery through the state of New Mexico. Where do the funds come from? They come from the sale of pet food from out-of-state companies who are selling pet food in New Mexico. All of the large companies, Blue Buffalo, Pedigree, you name it. If they are not located in New Mexico, they are paying a special tax. Also, the sale of license plates that are spay-neuter license plates, like the ones that Animal Village has on our vehicles. Part of those proceeds also go to help with this special offer. This is the first time it's ever been offered to people to help get their pets spayed or neutered. So again, animalvillagenm@gmail.com. animalvillagenm@gmail.com. If you forget that, go to the website, animalvillagenm.org. The money will be gone quickly, so you have to apply now. animalvillagenm.org.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
AlamogordoTownNews.com is a locally owned website featuring local news matters from a local perspective that affects you, and we bring it to you directly. Plus, local sports, cultural arts, and events. Online, AlamogordoTownNews.com. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
One person is dead following a shooting in Roswell that happened inside Walmart around 10:20 p.m. on Saturday night. Authorities believe an altercation between two men caused the shooting. The shooter fled from the incident, and police are still looking for him at last word. The victim was taken to the hospital and succumbed to his injuries. One person is dead following a shooting in Las Cruces on Saturday morning. A 14-year-old boy died as a result of that shooting. A 15-year-old is currently in police custody and has been charged with involuntary manslaughter and possession of a handgun. That investigation continues. Kenneth Lee Begay, age 59, has been charged with 2 counts of assault upon a federal officer, inflicting bodily injury, and 1 count of assault, resulting in serious bodily injury. According to investigators, Begay assaulted 2 officers with the Navajo Nation Police Department on June 4th. The 2 were trying to arrest Begay following threats made toward tribal officials during a chapter house meeting. Begay has been accused of seriously injuring a female officer and faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted. 23-year-old Ryan Martinez has been accused of shooting one protester at a Juan de Oñate statue protest. He's seen on a cell phone video drawing and firing a weapon as the counter-protesters in favor of the statue tried to remove him from their portion of the event. Martinez faced Rio Arriba County District Court Judge Jason Lydyard on Friday.
Therefore, Your Honor, we ask that the court find probable cause for both counts, attempted murder in the first degree, and aggravated assault with the use of a deadly weapon.
Emily Dewhurst, senior trial attorney with the 1st Judicial District Attorney's Office.
The evidence is going to show that Mr. Martinez scrambled over this low wall to try to escape them, and fearing for his life because he was so outnumbered by all of these men, he pulled his firearm that he possessed lawfully. He had a concealed carry permit. and he fired one shot at Mr. John's in self-defense.
Nicole Moss, defense attorney for Martinez. Not sure what video she watched. The one I saw sure looked like Martinez was the aggressor. The judge found there was probable cause for both counts against Martinez to proceed to trial.
To intentionally provoke them while knowing full well that he was carrying a concealed firearm is sufficient to find probable cause for attempted murder in the first degree.
Judge Lydiard also ordered Martinez to be held in jail while he awaits that trial. The state said that Martinez had a loaded firearm on him and in his car, as well as a loaded gun magazine. The Committee for Las Cruces Public Schools voted Thursday to recommend keeping the controversial book Jack of Hearts and Other Parts on the shelves of its school's libraries. Amazon describes the book as such: young adult novel. Jack has lots of sex and he's not ashamed of it. While he's sometimes ostracized and gossip constantly rages about his sex life, Jack always believes that it could be worse. Goodreads.com says, meet Jack Rothman. He's 17 and loves partying, makeup, and boys, sometimes all at the same time. His sex life makes him a hot topic for the high school gossip machine. Sounds like a coming-of-age story. After Jack starts writing an online sex advice column, the mysterious love letters he's been getting take a turn for the creepy. Jack's secret admirer knows everything: where he's hanging out, who he's sleeping with, who his mother is dating. They claim they love Jack, but not his unashamedly queer lifestyle. They need him to curb his sexuality, or they're going to force him. So now it sounds like a blackmail mystery. Let's look inside and read a few lines, shall we? If she cared about me, she would have loved me for whomever I was, not just who she wanted me to be. It sounds like a coming-of-age story. How about you be the kind of faggot you want to be, and I'll be the kind of faggot I want to be, and we let all the straight people just figure it out. Sounds like embracing oneself, while the language seems kind of dated. Okay, how about this one? My first time getting it in the butt was kind of weird. Whoa! What in the blue hell? The committee voted 6-1 after allowing time for public comment. Some parents spoke with KVIA.
LGBTQ plus kids are more at risk of dying by depression than any other group in the country and in New Mexico. And so if this one little thing can help them to feel more valued and heard, then why wouldn't we protect that?
Good point. Why not then?
I'm pretty surprised that you just had 4 Las Cruces Public Schools teachers, potentially, who voted to keep a book that is advocating for pedophilia.
Whoa. Okay, for the record, I did not see that any adults had any relations with kids, but I scanned the book at best, so I don't know. The book does speak openly about teens having sex, which is uncomfortable to many parents. Yeah, I believe in freedom. I don't endorse indoctrination by the government of any sort, though. And from what I see and hear, that's what this is. If a kid wants to read this book, that's between that child and the parents. Period. Sports and weather are next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 5 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Hot Springs at Santa Teresa. And there's 1 game for New Mexico football on Wednesday. An unnamed opponent goes to Cloudcroft. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 76, low tonight of 52, high tomorrow, 79 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. High today of 58, low tonight of 38, high tomorrow 61 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. We've also launched the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel, which will feature our daily newscast, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.